Hello, today for review I've got recently updated player by company xDuuo. It is model X3II or maybe Mark II or second version, not sure what is correct name for it. You know, after reviewing xDuuo X20 I've decided to myself and I convinced myself that actually xDuuo at last capable producing really good gear without any compromises and without the need to take price into consideration, because the previous models X10, X3, X2 was normal, but you know, with adding for its price. So they have some really good parts, really weak parts, and actually xDuuo and probably X20 and probably their portable digital to analog converter xD05 really proved that they can create really competitive solutions that is really nice. But the fact that they are pricing their solutions really competitive way, so they selecting really affordable prices, is a good addition actually. I've got a lot of recent xDuuo models, so I'll have other reviews, but today let's have a closer look at X3II. So package is really nice, it looks as good as all other models, pretty normal polygraphy, nice packaging. On the back side we can find technical specifications, so support of all formats, DSD up to 128, pretty good 2.4 inch screen, digital to analog converter, here used AK4490, bidirectional Bluetooth 4.0 transmission with aptX protocol, but actually aptX only for transmitting, not for receiving, but anyway it's good. Support of 256GB SD card, can be used as USB digital to analog converter, so can output USB audio. I actually didn't test that, but with xDuuo X20 it's working, probably here it's working too. Aluminum shell, pretty good output power, 220 mW for 32 ohms load, low figures of harmonic distortion, playback time stated more than 13 hours, but I've got like 11 hours with half, but anyway it's also pretty nice figures, and as you can see less than 3 hours to charge, that's true. Small size and really lightweight, so as you can see even by specifications they really improved their gear. Inside traditionally you will have another box, here is player itself, and underneath not really pleasant sound, but this thing got to be pulled out. So underneath you will get USB Type-C cable, short interconnect cable for line out, pair of protective screens, warranty card and manual, silicone feeds. Not sure will they be really useful, but if you want to stack it with some amplifier, it will be probably a good idea. And also you will have really necessary thing, these small plugs. You can use it to close the not necessary output, because line out and headphone out are really close and you can accidentally connect your headphones to the line out and got undesired level of volume. So you close unnecessary output with the plug and that's it, so won't be issues here. As you can see, accessory set is pretty nice, even more expensive dubs often have less. Unfortunately there is no case in the accessories, but anyway for this price, I don't remember, did I name the price, but its price is $120 approximately. Sometimes you can get it with some discounts, but anyway for this price I think accessory set is really good. Build quality is really nice even without taking price into consideration, but for this price it's even more than good. Player is made almost completely from aluminum. It has just small plastic inserts to hide Bluetooth antenna underneath, and it's built really nicely. And finally, you know, xDuuo really create normal, almost normal design without any issues and without any bugs. So let's move from side. Here is micro SD card slot, volume control, and on-off button. As you can see, there is small bump, so you can find it without looking. On here nothing. On the bottom there are line output, headphones output, and USB-C out. On the front panel there are back button, sub menu button, play pause button, and navigation and volume, not volume, track navigation and menu navigation buttons. They are a bit unusual because, you know, button on the left it's forward and button on the right is backward, but as you can see, it's probably a bit Chinese logic because they using navigation up and down, because they often use vertical writing, so for them up and down is also logical. Anyway, I can't say that it is a big issue for me. I've got used to thinking this way. Let me turn it on. Actually, it took just a few seconds to boot up, and I must admit that xDuuo really sourced pretty good screens, because even in their most affordable models, screen is pretty nice. It has good viewing angles, it has good resolution, normal colors, of course not the brightest, actually not the most colorful one, but still pretty normal for this price, so you know, it's one of the best screens in this price range. So nothing is rattling, zero noise, so all buttons are hold firmly, because in first version of xDuuo dubs, when you shake it, you hear a rattling noise. So let's do some size comparisons. So X20 is bigger in almost every dimension, in width, in depth, in height, and it weighs more. And actually it has buttons on the side. I can say that probably I like these navigation buttons more. And another my on-the-go player that I really like, I use it pretty often, it's FiiO M7. It's a bit longer, but it's definitely thinner, so it's a bit more pocketable for me, but anyway, X20 still stays really good travel player because it's lightweight, it's long lasting, and it's pretty pocketable, and build quality is really nice. I really like xDuuo progress, you know. I remember the first X3II dub with these randomly placed buttons with poor screen and so on. So maybe I'm saying too much good words, but how to say it, how to express it. Actually, it's not the best player in the world, but you know, I'm evaluating progress, and progress is really drastical for the xDuuo. And by the way, small tiny detail typical for their players, this small LED indicator that shows that player is working now, it's just a screen turned off. Yet another noticeable area of improvement, it is menu and firmware. Now firmware is done by Hibi, and it's the same as in xDuuo X20. And it is drastic improvement compared with first version of X3, because you know, now it's pretty mature, stable, good firmware with all the necessary features. It consists of six items. Music browser, it's typical browser, so you can browse by folders. This button shows submenu, allowing here it allowing to delete folder, or if you can select a particular track, you can add it to playlist, to favorite, to delete it. So also you can here browse USB on the go and update media library. Actually, I don't know why they put this here, but it's typical for the Hibi based menus. My music, it is music library, open all, album, artist, genre, favorites, playlist, and recently played. So select, for example, genre, select genre, and you will have all the tracks. Here you can also add it to playlist or to the favorite. Same with artist, you can select artist and then see all all albums. And same menu here. So let's go back. Music settings, it is everything related to the music, so automatic updating media library, on off, gain settings, to digital filters, DSD output mode, equalizer, it's typical, but it's better keep it off because it makes sound worse. Play mode, line out, should line out volume be regulated or not? Should it remember last location or track when it's turned off? Gateless playback, maximum volume or fixed volume if you need to set it. Channel balance, show album cover and show lyrics if they are present. So as you can see, a lot of options, and system settings, it's also pretty lot of options here. So language, USB mode, brightness, it's now set to the maximum brightness, but usually you won't need it as bright. Backlight time, skip to next folder when this one is over. Car mode, it's when you connect it to your car via charger, so when it got power from USB it will turn on and will turn off, so it's useful when you use it with your car stereo. Sleep and off timers, keylog settings, there are different, so what buttons should be available on the when it's locked. Card format, reset to factory settings, firmware update, and about this player. Bluetooth, it's typical, you turn it on, it's scanning for the devices, then it will show list of paired and available devices. Here you can select when it finishes scanning. You can turn on HiBi-Link, and high quality, it's aptX codec actually. So for now I will turn it off. And music playing, it's now playing screen. Let's select something, at least for now. So it's typical now playing screen with all information, everything like that. Here is additional menu, gain, play order, shuffle, loop, add to favorites, add to playlist, and delete this track. So firmware is pretty stable. I didn't found any noticeable glitches. It's pretty universal, working pretty good with diacritic symbols, so it understands QA and understands almost all formats. I don't try super high-res formats because I don't have one, but some test tracks in 192.24 bits working okay. So firmware is pretty stable. Maybe there are some issues, but I didn't encounter anything really noticeable and really big here. And about the sound quality, of course I'd like to say, something like this player beats absolutely everything in sub $500 range, get it as soon as possible, but unfortunately it's not the case when I can do that. So it's a good player for its price. It's sound really clean without any big issues, but it can be compared with much more expensive dubs, but I will speak about comparisons a bit later. So first of all, let's go all over the frequency range. So lows are pretty linear, they don't have any accent, they aren't super deep, but they have normal depths, not great, but normal. Resolution is pretty nice, and it has necessary impact, not the most impactful, not the most weighty, but it has good resolution, and it control lows pretty good. It shows normal texturing, so everything is pretty normal. Lows building really solid foundation, so nothing superb but nothing bad, so really normal lows. Mids are also good, they have normal resolution. Once again, probably normal, it's the most useful word here, because nothing really superb but nothing really bad, and no issues. So mids are pretty emotional, so it's nice in portraying emotions. Mids are controlled well, they are not shadowed by low frequencies. Imaginary stage is about average both in width and in depth, with good depth layering and a bit smaller instruments in size that they should be, but anyway, I think for this price range it's still acceptable. It's not super picky to the quality of details, so even with poor recordings it sounds normally. And the treble here is a bit recessed, so it's probably it's a signature sound for xDuuo, because recessed treble is a common moment for their dubs. Actually, it's not recessed by frequency response. Probably if you look at frequency response of this dub, it will be definitely flat. So, but they are recessed in they have softer attacks and decays, and because of that they sound a bit softer than they should be, and actually it gives this recession effect. They have a normal extension, but not superb control on the upper part of treble. Of course, there is no layering, that is more typical for the expensive models, and but resolution of treble is nice, and they don't sound too artificial. So this player, of course, is lacking some refinement, some micro nuances, some audiophilic super resolution, you know, it's lacking probably some luxury in sound, but it's a really honest player for this price, and it doesn't have any big issues. So just few quick comparisons. Let's start from xDuuo X3II. With it, this is the case when you actually pay for the difference, and difference probably corresponds this amount of money that you pay extra. For $100 extra, you will have more resolving and more weighty mids that sounds more natural, and you will have a bit better treble extension. Also, you will have deeper lows. So, just like same representation, but improved one step forward. And I show it already, but my favorite for now it's FIO M7. It has much less driving power, but compared on some sensitive IEMs, for example, it sounds more natural and bit more resolving on treble. It has slight accents on lows and highs, but this sound you know, like it gives more engaging sound. This player has a lot of driving power, so it will work okay with almost every load you will give it. And on the other side, with sensitive IEMs, it has a slight background noise, but not too much, so it's pretty acceptable, at least for me. Maybe with some ultra sensitive models, only noise will be definitely noticeable. At all other time, it's really good. So, to summarize everything, xDuuo created pretty good player. I like its build, I like its design, firmware, and actually it's long lasting, it has enough driving power, it has normal modern stable firmware, and it has normal sound without any issues. It's not the best sound player, but for this price I probably can say that it's a really good competitor in this sub $150 range. Thank you for attention.